والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Alhamdulillah. It is very overwhelming that we look back and it looks like a joke that Ramadan has almost come to an end. We started like yesterday, and all too soon, Ramadan is almost ending in the next 3 or 2 days, bi'idhnillah. And it should be a big concern for all of us, for those called the ulul albab, those who reflect. Because each day that gets out of our lives sends us closer to the inevitable, right? We're getting close to the grave. And the Sahaba will use 6 months preparing for Ramadan, 6 months after Ramadan reflecting on how they performed and waiting for the next Ramadan. But I tell you a story, some time ago in New Jersey, in one particular masjid, not Bilal Masjid. It was the 26th night, and mashallah, the masajid, most of the masajid were overflowing with worshippers, alhamdulillah. And after Salatul Fajr, everybody was busy. And I went there with an African American brother for Dhuhr, this masjid that was overflowing with her. And there was not a single worshiper in the masjid. Not a single person, just we two. And the brother remarked, he said, they have won the lottery. So we have made it a custom that after the 27th of the month of Ramadan, purportedly Laylatul Qadr night, everybody vacates. And for some people, that will be the last time they will come to a masjid until next year, if Allah grants them the permission to come to get to next year. So I am just using this as a platform to remind us, even before we get to the topic at stake today, that the Lord of Ramadan, the Lord of Sha'ban, will certainly be the Lord of Shawwal. So we should not abandon our responsibilities. And that is a sign of acceptance. How you fare after Ramadan goes a long way to saying how you did in Ramadan. Okay. Other than that, it would just be like an involuntary hunger strike, right? You just went through this. Alhamdulillah, maybe you lost some weight. Your body gained some strength. Most of the junk went out. That will only be the benefit. But the spiritual benefit would have been denied you. So may Allah not count us among those who are caught in this particular group. And those caught in that group, may Allah cleanse them and cleanse all of us. Alhamdulillah, brothers and sisters, we are here to talk about investing in our future generation. The question I've always asked, who is the generation? Who is the future generation? The children, right? But for me, all too often, instead of focusing on the children, I want us to talk about us, the parent, right? Because without the parents, there are no kids. So, yes. So, investing in our future generation, we are going to invest in our children, right? How we bring them up to be better Muslims, how we bring them up to be representatives when we move away, and definitely everybody will. So if that is what we have to do, then it has to come from us parents. So all too often, I think it is better to talk about us, because the children are very good imitators, right? They watch what you do. They listen to what you say. And don't be surprised, all too often, like father, like son, or like mother, like daughter. So I think we should focus on ourselves as parents, as adults, and see how far we go to determining if we have done well enough to impart what we have achieved onto the younger generation so that they will move forward or they will live after us, inshallah, with a good akhlaq, manners. And I tell you a story. Usually, when we sit this way, whatever is said might affect somebody, and there's no particular target. I remember I went to somebody we invited to Virginia to a funeral. After we finished the lecture, one brother came to me and we talked about Salah, and then explained the meaning of Surah Al-Fatiha and how important it is for us to understand just Fatiha, if nothing but Fatiha, that you know what you are saying, because that is how you concentrate in your prayer, because you understand what you're saying. There's a meaning. You are reflecting on the meaning, and it keeps you completely, very firm in the Salah. So after that, the brother came and asked me, Assalamu alaikum. I said, do I know you somewhere, or do I, if I knew him somewhere? I mean, it was embarrassing for me to say I didn't know him. So I told him, put it in a joke. I said, brother, I'm growing old, so my memory sometimes betrays me. Maybe I might have seen you, sir, but I don't remember again. And he said, actually, we don't know each other. But it seems almost everything that I said was just about him. So he was going to think maybe somebody told me something about him. This is how we are human beings, that most of the times things are said and they reflect on us, but not you in particular. You just happen to be caught in the crossfire. So I think we should talk about ourselves today, and inshallah, when we see how we are doing, bi'idhnallah, there will be another opportunity for us to move this conversation forward. So the question I'm going to ask is, are we as parents, are we as parents, are we doing enough that we can safely say that, alhamdulillah, I don't have any sense of shame if my son or my daughter see me doing this? Are we doing enough as a parent? We went to New York one day for a wedding, and the Imam of the Masjid, no, astaghfirullah, one of the principal managers of the Masjid, he was telling us a brother brought his son to the Masjid and told them, please, my son is following kids, he doesn't pray. So they asked him, what happened? Well, he was very honest. He said, look, I drive a taxi cab. Alhamdulillah, I'm able to provide. But one thing that is missing is time. I do not spend quality time with the children because I do not have that time. So, brother, this is what I want us to talk about. The time we have for our children, or the time we don't have for them. As a mother, as a father. Brother and sister, what is our agenda? If we have to talk about the future of our children, what is our agenda? If you come from Fajr, if you're lucky to go for Fajr, and you and your wife have to shrug shoulders to get out of the house, she's going to work, you are going to work. Okay, where is the child going? Who's going to take care of the child? What practices is the child going to bring home? Are they in line with your deen as a Muslim? Are they in line with your culture as an African, as a Pakistani, as a Bangladeshi? Are they in line? If they're not in line, what are you sacrificing? How do you fix this? So I have always asked the question, my brother, are you married to a teacher or you are married to a trader? This is the first question we have to ask. Are you married to a teacher? Is your wife a teacher or a trader? Because you ask yourself, let's ask ourselves. The Sahaba, see how busy they were. See how busy they were. Who do you think was taking care of the children? They had no time. There was an issue of survival. They were being attacked left and right. Survival. Protect this, protect that, protect the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, protect this masjid, protect this community. That was their way of life. You think such a person has the time to be putting the kid to soccer game or maybe to Ramadan? No, they were too busy. Who was doing it? The sister at home. The sister was studying to teach the children. Is that what happens in your home? My brother, let us just pause and ask ourselves this genuine question. Is that what happens in your home now? If not, why? Can we change it? Let's say this. Our homes, our marriages were deemed similarly impenetrable, right? They were fortified. There was no way. The issue of divorce was very alien to our communities. It was. The issue of divorce was very alien to our communities. Now, what has become of our communities? I went to a masjid, invited me to a masjid in New Jersey. Wallahi, after the khutbah, one brother came to me and said, Brother, Assalamu alaikum. Wallahi, whatever you said is just about me. Do you mind me giving you a number and then you call my son and see if we can talk to him? So, okay, brother, let's try. He gave me the number. The kid was going to Rutgers University. So I called him. Assalamu alaikum. So who's this? I said, Assalamu alaikum. Who is this? And I knew Assalamu alaikum wasn't going to work with him. So I changed. I said, how are you doing? So, good. Quick. So I told him, listen, you don't know me. My name is this. Alhamdulillah, your dad and I were always in the masjid. And he just told me to see maybe how you doing in school. If I can come and just visit and then we'll talk. And he said, okay, he'll think about it. Until now, over 10 years now, I've not heard from him. Why is this happening? The brother told me they were in a divorce. And this is what is happening to us, brothers. When there's a divorce in the home, the children become the pawn, right? The pawns, and we use them against each other. Before we get married, we go to the masjid, to the imam. When we want a divorce, we go to court. What is wrong? What is wrong? And I went to a masjid, and in one imam on the minbar, he was delivering a khutbah. And he was telling the brothers and sisters, look, if you come to me looking for a divorce, I cannot give you because I cannot enforce the laws. If I tell you this is what the Quran says and you don't pay, I cannot force the brother to pay. But if it's in the court, they will let the police run after him. So after the salah, I went to and said, Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh. May Allah bless you, add you wisdom. But I think if you were advising brothers to fear Allah more than the police, more than the court system, it will be better for us. So I tell them, look, this is your wife's haq on you. This is the haq of the children on you. Please honor it. It will be better rather than all the time we're taking our case to court. Let's look at the story of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam and his son Ismail. We all know what happened when he traveled, and then he went to visit the wife, the family, and when he went, the son was not there. That is Allah's hikmah, right? There's a reason. So the wife came out. He said salam, and then he said, "Where's your husband?" And the wife started complaining. Well, he left us. Yeah, we've been struggling. We don't have this. We don't have that. So Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam told her, okay, when your husband comes back, tell him somebody came here and said salam to him, and that he should also change his gait. Tell him to change his gait. So the son came back, said, Ismail alayhi salam, obviously. He knew something happened to him. He knew somebody was there, so he asked the wife. So the wife said, "Yes, one old man came here and said I should say his salam to you, and then I should tell you to change your gait." And he said, "Yes, that was my daddy who came and said salam to us, and he told me to divorce you." Why? Look, the first thing she did was complain. She complained. No sense of gratitude. Complained right away. Right? So, told her to change the gate. So this is telling us that the woman is the gate to the home. The woman is the gate to the home. Now somebody came to Hassan Basri, rahmahullah, and then told him, Imam, he brought his son at around 9 years old, told him he was seeking to advise him. And he told him it's too late. Too late. And this is a very good advice for all of us. Akhi, when you are getting married, don't marry a wife. Marry the mother of your children. Don't get married just to your wife. That is just not about you. Because those who are going to come after the wife, the children, become more an amana to you than the wife will ever be to you. Because they are innocent. The wife is an adult. She knows her left and right. The children don't know. So we need somebody who will be a guide. Do we have that in our homes? And that's why I ask, is your wife a teacher or a trader? One imam in the masjid in New Jersey, he was celebrating his son's very young kid memorized a number of ajza, a number of ajza in the Quran. So we're celebrating it in the masjid. So I told him, MashaAllah, Mabruk ya Shaykh. And I was just telling him, he said, no, actually the credit goes to my wife, not me, because I'm never home. It's my wife who's teaching them. You see that? The first thing, he confessed. He says, not me, I don't take the credit. It's to my wife. This is where the children are molded. Look, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he used to stay with Sayyidat Khadija longer. Why? Because anytime he went over there, Sayyidat Khadija will make sure the house was very quiet for him. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She knew the husband's responsibility. And I said that Aisha radiallahu anha, anytime the Prophet was coming to her home, she would be at the door, give the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam a siwak, chewing stick. She would give him a kiss first and give him a siwak, because the Prophet loved chewing stick. Does your wife know what you like? Does your wife know? So my brother, look, you and I, we are too busy. Look at what Allah has. Listen to what Allah is saying. Ya ayyuhan nas, and this is in Surah Al-Fatir. Ya ayyuhan nas, antum al-fuqara'u ila Allah, wallahu huwal ghaniyul hamid. Oh mankind, this is addressed to everybody. Can you imagine where we stand as Muslims? Higher. We have a higher responsibility when Allah is addressing mankind. That you are needy. Antum al-fuqara'u ila Allah. You are needy. Allah is independent of you. You need Allah. Wallahu huwal ghaniyul hamid. Allah is independent, rich, and worthy of praise. Why did I bring this ayah? Because from morning to night, we are chasing the world. From morning to night. You remember the ayah? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون. Doesn't Allah know we're going to be working? When He says He has not created us to do anything except to worship Him? Doesn't He know we'll be working? We'll be feeding our children? He knows that. But in between that, right, going for your sustenance. Who gives the sustenance, by the way? أنتم الفقراء إلى الله والله هو الغني الحميد. إن يشاء يذهبكم ويأتي بخلق جديد. If he wants, he will destroy you and bring a different generation. وما ذلك على الله بعزيز. And of what difficulty is this to Allah? So look, you leave the home, subhanallah, in your car, wherever you are going. It's time for prayer at work. You go pray. That means you have not forgotten Allah. Inshallah, Allah will put barakah in what you get. Let's look at the children of the Sahaba. Let's look at the children of Sahaba. Wallahi, some of them as young as 14 wanted to go to battle. Osama bin Zaid, 14 years. Uhud, when Uhud came, he wanted to go. And the Prophet ﷺ denied him. And when Khandaq came, he went. 16 years old. And when he was 18, he was appointed the commander of an army. 18 years old. 18 years old, commander of an army. Look, we said, just take your car, your son or your daughter into your car. In less than a minute, said, that is hot. Even before you start the car. Right? Is this a kid you can tell to do something? And if you're looking for tragedies, may Allah forgive us. I've had tragedy upon tragedy, family, innumerable, uncountable. Allah, a brother called me. And he said, obviously in tears, what, and this person called me from Europe, telling me what the daughter told him. I think he was trying to advise her. And she told him, I am 18 now, you can tell me what you want. 18. Just 18. So, brother, this is why it is very scary. It's very scary. Because look, you left her, perhaps in the company of other people. Because mommy is too busy, daddy is too busy. What are we going to do? You make the money, but the child is lost. What are you going to do? How much are you going to pay to bring her back? Our marriages, like I mentioned, very strong in the beginning. Now they crumble like tons of bricks on us. And the casualties, the children. Wallahi, the children. If I tell you in masjid after masjid what I've seen, parents coming with their children, sometimes to the point of blows. I've had a daddy call me, tell me, my son beat me mercilessly. I had to bite him to get off me. A son beat his daddy. He had to bite him to get off him because a big guy. This is what we are facing now. And listen, and if this is scary, please listen to this. The Prophet ﷺ said, خَيْرُ الْقُرُونِ قَرْنِي ثُمَّ الَّذِينَ يَلُونَهُمْ ثُمَّ أَمْثَلَ وَأَمْثَلَ. The best of generation is mine, and the ones to follow, and they are like and like. So don't think our children are going to be better than us. No. This is the Prophet ﷺ says. ثُلَّةٌ مِنَ الْأَوَّلِينَ وَقَلِيلٌ مِنَ الْآخِرِينَ. See, few of them you find in the earlier generations. A lot of the good ones, a lot of them you find in the early generations. And the good ones, few of them you find in the later generations. This is what we're going through now. Ibn Abbas, young. Ali ibn Abi Talib, very young. All of them young people.
Which is apparently how the president has taken it. And again, there's no data, although we're promised data soon. And finally, you can take it pre-exposure, and there's zero data to point in that direction.
So somebody's in the background, right?
We don't know. Let's hear it.
Please, brothers, do not project yourself through. You don't.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Well, and that this is good news. This is good news for our sisters, right? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ayyuma imra'atun matat wa zawjuha anha radin dakhalat jannah." If any woman passes away and her husband is pleased with her, she would enter Jannah. My sisters, you sacrifice a lot. My sisters, don't let it be in vain. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّهُ. See, after Allah, worship of Allah, what's next? Parents. Parents. After worship, after Allah, next, parents. That is how important parents are. It's not very painful that, Allah, you carry a kid, you carry a baby 9 months. You win her a year or two. The diapers, the sleepless nights, the pain, the recovery, the empty afternoons, everything. You sacrifice your job, you sacrifice your profession just because you want to obey Allah. And then one day, your daughter tells you this or your son tells you this. And there's no guarantee. But the most important thing is, are we doing our part? There's no guarantee the kid is going to be 100%. And you should not be disappointed. Look at the son of Sayyidina Nuh. That is a prophet himself. His child didn't listen to him. His child didn't listen to him. That's a prophet. So we should not be disappointed. But the first question we ask ourselves, have we done our best? Have you done your best? That is the first question we have to ask. Because right now, my brothers, you know, it is very difficult in this society. And unfortunately now, it's just not here. It is going all over the world. Right? And I told somebody, go to school. Alhamdulillah, I've had an opportunity to teach in the school system. Go to these schools and you see what these kids go through. Go and see young girls. Their colleagues are telling them, oh, you have your life. You don't have to live that way. You know, your parents, they have their life. You have your own life. Yes. And she comes home and you don't know what is going on. You do your best at home. But when she goes to school, it's a different story. Wallah. Okay. There's too much pressure. I've had a young lady tell me she was covering her hair. And they would tell her, say, why are you dressing like that? You don't have to, you're too young to be living this way. Don't bring yourself out of that. Yes. And finally, if she doesn't have encouragement, before you know, she gives up. Especially if there's pressure at home too. There's pressure at school. I come home, there's pressure. I might as well stay with my colleagues at school. And before you know, she's coming home pregnant. Or he's coming home with hashish. He's coming home. Different stories. Different stories. And that's what I'm saying. We have to be the example. A father brought his son to the Imam and told him, Imam, I want you to knock some sense into this guy's head. He's out there selling dope. And the son said, Imam, hold it. Is it him who is selling pork and alcohol in his store, or me selling dope? This is how a son embarrassed his daddy in front of the Imam. Yes. So he's looking at you, oh, dad is doing this. Huh? How about me? I'm young. Dad knows better than I do. So if we are not doing good, how do we expect these ones following us to be any better? How do we expect them to be better than we are? It's going to be very difficult. So that's why I always say, brothers and sisters, that we first of all have to keep ourselves in line and then pray. My brother and sister, just look at this scenario. You have a business, you have an investment. Wallahi, you do everything to make sure it succeeds. Everything. That is how, see how we go to work. See how we go to work. We want to succeed. We want to bring something home. to feed our families? How many, ask my sister, ask the mom, and ask the dad. How many times in a year do you wake up just to make dua for your children? Just for them. But look at the stories of the Anbiya. All the time, women dhurriyati, all the time they are praying for their dhurriya. Yes, Sayyidina Luqman, the first advice is to his son, and he's a kid. Sayyidina Luqman, what did he say? The first thing, do not associate anything with Allah. Sayyidina Luqman, they talk to kids as if, yeah, as if they are adults. They will listen, they will understand. Pray to Allah, akhi. Wake up in the middle of the night, wallahi, and wail to Allah, Ya Allah, this is an amana to me from you. Ya Rab, help me to raise this guy. Ya Allah, guide my hand, guide my mind. Give me the middle course. I'm not too extreme and I'm not too weak. I'm in the middle, and guide me, help me to guide this kid. How many times in a year? That's an investment. How many times do we check our stock? Wall Street Journal, the Financial Times. How many times? And then we can do that for our children. Who we want to be the next generation, the future generation. How is that going to happen? So, my brother and sister, we can't be like the Sahaba that is finished. No more. We can't be like them. They were a different class. But let's do our best. See, so sometimes it's not, sometimes you pass an exam and you think, as for this, it was just pure luck. I didn't deserve to pass. But we don't want to base our effort on luck. We want to be very structured in what we do. Very structured in what we do. If we want our children to be better than us, then we have to invest time. We have to invest time. First of all, the solution. What is the solution? These are the problems. What is the solution? My brother, number one solution? Allah. Wallahi, remember Allah. Establish a relationship with Allah. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِ فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً دَنْقًا. Whoever neglects my remembrance, he will have a very difficult life. Very difficult life. You know, because look, that's why I brought the ayah, أَنْتُمُ الْفُقَرَاءُ إِلَى اللَّهِ. You wake up in the morning, you run left, you run right. Wherever you run to, you are going to come back, not more than Allah has ordained for you. If you're going to get $1, you will not get more than $1 that day. And because of that, because over time you didn't pray, because of over time you didn't even have time to call mama, because of over time you didn't have time to pick the kid, because of over time the kid is performing poor, because of this, everything is going downhill. Forget about Allah. Forget about Allah. If you don't even have time for a baby who's innocent, Allah can take care of himself. The baby can't. So my brother and sister, we have to re-examine our homes if we are looking for a better future. What homes do we have? What homes are we having? Businesses or families? There's nothing wrong in making money. Absolutely nothing wrong. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam always said, Allahumma inni a'udhu min al-faqr. Always pray to Allah to protect him from poverty. Yes, and Abu Darda, astaghfirullah, not Abu Darda, Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqas, when he was the Prophet visited him when he was sick, and he told the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, you know, I'm very wealthy, but I have only one daughter. Can I give three quarters of my wealth to charity? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no. So how about half? He said, no. He said, how about a third? He said, a third, but even that is too much. He said, do not leave do not leave behind a very poor family. keep them rich. There's nothing wrong in Islam making money. But at what expense are you making that money? At what expense, or at whose expense? So, actually, we can talk for 1 year, can talk for 100 years. Most important thing is what lesson are we taking away from this? Akhi, let's come and hold to Allah. Right? You see, most people, they say they come here for da'wah. Wallahi, nobody's coming here for da'wah. Everybody, except for a few who are actually forced by circumstances like war and maybe political issues to come here. Most of us are here because of money. But who told us this is the only place you can make money? Because we know some people who are back home doing far better than you and I. Wallahi, with peace of mind. Peace of mind. Right? Okay. There was a brother I met. Wallahi, one day, and he told me I didn't see his daughter. So I asked the daughter, I said, oh, I have not seen your daughter. He said, yes, my brother, my fear now, because there was a divorce again. Here we go. He said, my fear now is this girl, I came here to make a better living. But if because of me, she's not going to obey Allah, what am I going to tell Allah on Yawm al-Qiyamah? What am I going to tell Allah? That was his concern, and that should be your concern. That should be my concern. Number two, Akhi, let your son be my son, and my daughter be your daughter. The community attitude we brought from home is lost because this society doesn't encourage that. If you ask some of us, we have never had our child go to an uncle's house to sleep over. No, because you are afraid of uncle's house. Uncle's house, the kids are naughty, right? So they'll come back with a bad attitude. Yes, uncle's wife is never home anyway. So maybe uncle is going to be cooking. Yes. So brothers, we have to stand up and then remake our homes. Let's persuade each other. If I ask you now, how many of us, given an opportunity, will marry your husband or your wife in the way it is now? If you had a second chance, would you marry your wife or would you marry your husband? Yes, there are bad men too. Look at Sayyidat Khadija, when the Prophet ﷺ got married to her, what did she do? She gave all the wealth to the Prophet ﷺ to trade. Yes, that is trust. She will take care of the kids. Oh, brother, I asked a question. How can, if my sister trusts you now and give you all the money, chances are you're going to be looking for a second wife, right? You're going to be looking for a second wife. The sister don't want to hear that, right? So, actually, it is not a joke. We are facing very difficult times. Look, daddy is having problems with son. Mommy is having problem with daughter. They're going to school, coming home, they're drinking alcohol, they're pregnant. The guy's coming home already, intoxicated with marijuana and whatever mixture they have out there in bottles. And we have no control. We have no control. I remember that ayah, يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نار. Don't forget this ayah. It's a responsibility on you to protect yourself first and your family. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تلهكم أموالكم ولا أولادكم عن ذكر الله. Or you who believe, do not let your wealth and your children prevent you from the remembrance of Allah. ومن يفعل ذلك فأولئك هم الخاسرون. And whoever does that is in a permanent state of loss. إنما أموالكم وأولادكم فتنة. Your wealth and your children are a collective test for you. Are you going to pass? Will you pass the test? My brother, my sister, wallahi, seriously, for the sake of this month of Ramadan, let's sit down and fear Allah. Let's put the fear of Allah into our heart. And then that your wealth is not coming from you, not from your hard work. And I think I mentioned the last time we met. No, hard work, being smart, and they don't give you money. And I told you there are some people you see very dumb, very lazy, and they are rich. That is wealth is coming from Allah. And sometimes, most of the time, it's a test. And Allah will give you just enough for your situation, not more than enough. So, my brother and my sister, we're in a state of Ramadan. The last 10 days, last 3 days. Maybe last night was not the Laylatul Qadr we had hoped for. It could be tonight. Maybe it could be the following night. So what we have to do now, wallahi, let's sincerely, for the sake of Allah, this number of days left, wallahi, pray to Allah sincerely, cleanse our hearts, and ask Allah to forgive us, and ask Allah, wallahi, to put barakah in our kids, to ask Allah, number one, to put barakah in our rizq. Because if the rizq is dirty and you are bringing it home to feed them, you expect them to listen? You are already teaching them how to eat haram already. Unfortunately, it is not their fault because they cannot work. They cannot make their own earnings. They have to depend on you. And you intentionally know you are coming with haram. And you call the kid. Well, in one masjid that I was very close, a brother came with his son, mashallah, a very bright kid. You teach him something, quickly he gets it. But he wouldn't listen. So and if there's a lecture in the masjid, he's the only kid you hear making noise. Run, hit this one, touch this one. Run. So, and the father came, sat down, a little bit embarrassed. So after the program, I walked out with him. I told him, brother, may Allah give you patience. I'm going to tell you something. There's a problem at home. Of course, listen, I also have a home. There's a problem in your home. Either you or your wife or both of you are too busy for the kid, or maybe the food you are giving the kid is not good. Maybe there's something wrong with the money you bring home. Because it's not going to happen that this kid is behaving this way. So it's not for me. For me, it is very easy for me to just diagnose what the situation is. But, implementing the protocol of medication is difficult as a parent. So for me, I'm pleading with you. Sit down with your wife. Sit down with my sister. Reflect. See what is going wrong. You can fix it. Ask Allah to help you fix it. Allah never gives you a burden you can't carry. This is exactly your weight. So sit down with my sister and then you correct this. The kid is very smart, but it will do him no good. Allah knows best if he goes this way, because society will judge him very harshly. Allah. So that was what I told the brother. And I don't know, maybe you have the same issue. Maybe I have the same issue. But we can't just leave it and say Allah is going to provide. No. Our children, we are responsible. Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma biqawmi hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. Allah will never change the condition of a people until they change their own situation. Yes. Until we change our situation. So we're going to have to, inshallah, I think the program is supposed to have a question and answer time. We're going to have to, inshallah, pray to Allah. We're going to have to rearrange. And brothers, let's sit down together, and come with solutions. We shouldn't be shy. It's not good at home. Talk to another brother. Talk to another sister. There's a sister, when she comes to the masjid, she can sit down because the kid is running around like a mad dog. She can sit down. That's a problem. Talk to another sister. Talk to another brother. Tell your husband to talk to somebody. How can we? Yes, but it's not just going to take one weekend in the masjid, weekend school to fix that problem. No, it didn't just start over a weekend. It started with so many, many weekends. So it's going to take time to fix. But there has to be that determination, right? To see what went wrong first. Because a problem once identified is half solved. There's a problem. Okay, what is the formula? They get a formula. And when everything fails, what do? We go back to the drawing board, the SOPs, standard operating procedures, right? We go back to the standard. So now, as Muslims, our families are breaking down. Okay, our families are breaking down. And I told you last week, we're now having ex-Muslims association in North America. These are Muslim kids who said enough is enough. We don't want to be part of this game. Astaghfirullah. Yes. Yes, this is the situation we face now. So they say, no, we want to be ex-Muslims. It's a big organization. I met a sister who's part of it. I met a sister. She's part of it. Yes. So this is what we're going through. Are you willing to move somewhere with your kid if you think it's going to be better for you? Or you just want to stay here with the fitna? It's a choice. Because some people, when the angels come to take their lives and they're in a very bad shape, and they ask them, Fima Kuntum, man, what's wrong with you guys, man? How did you end up here? And they'll say, oh, Kunna mustad'afina fil ard. We're very weak, we couldn't do this. The excuses, right? Excuses. They actually, wasn't Allah's so spacious? You could have moved around to change your condition. Alam takun ardullahi wasi'atun fatuhajiru fiha. Wasn't Allah's land so spacious? You could move somewhere. You move to Azerbaijan. That is why it's going to. Don't worry about what people say about you, akhi. What about what they're going to tell you in your grave? That should be your primary worry. Forget about what people will always say something. Forget about what they say. Is this good for me? Obviously, before you do, you make your istikhara. You do your consultation and make your istikhara, and the rest is done with Allah. Ma khaba man istashar, wa ma nadama man istakhar. Right? Whoever consults will never be at a loss, and whoever makes the istikhara will never regret. إذا سألت فاسأل الله. Number one person you ask, Allah. Right? My sisters sometimes, the first thing they do, there's a problem, they call their friend, perhaps not married. So, that's why I didn't stay. That's why I left. I couldn't take that nonsense. Oh, so you should also leave? Look at the dua of the wife of Imran. He prayed. The Prophet ﷺ said, there is no child who is born except that at the point of birth, Shaitan wipes the head of the kid. And that is when you hear the cry. The only kid, two kids, Sayyidina Isa and his mother, because their mother prayed to Allah to protect them from Shaitan. They are the only ones whom Shaitan could not pass that wipe over. So my sister, I've given you a prescription. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ayyuma imra'atun matat wa zawjuha anha radin dakhalat jannah." Any sister who passes away and her husband is pleased with her, Allah will give her Jannah. May Allah give you Jannah. May the children not be a weapon against you. And as a mother, you have suffered so much, it will be very painful that one day you turn around, look at your children and say, what an eyesore. We want them to be a comfort to our eyes. And you are the gate of the home. Please keep the gate clean. Allah will bless you for your effort. Ya Allah, we ask you. Ya Allah, we plead with you. Ya Allah, we beg you to show us a way of action from you with respect, with adab. Ya Allah, show us how to act from you. Ya Allah, bless our children. Ya Allah, forgive us. Cleanse our hearts. Ya Allah, cleanse our food, we beg you. Ya Allah. Allahumma barik lana fi awladina wa barik lana fi azwajina wa barik lana fi arzaqina, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, give us the good of Ramadan. Ya Allah, the number of days left, give us the benefit of the days left. The night that is better than 1,000 months, Ya Allah, give us an opportunity to be beneficiaries of that night, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, let us be better after Ramadan. Ya Allah, those who have made it to this Ramadan, Ya Allah, bless us with Iman. Those who haven't and who have passed away, Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, bless them with your rahmah and grant them Jannatul Firdaus. اللهم ارحمنا فأنت بنا راحم ولا تعذبنا فأنت علينا قادر. اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. اللهم وفقنا إلى الخير وجنبنا من عمل الشيطان. اللهم باعد بيننا وبين الحرام كما بعدت بين المشرق والمغرب. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. Dr. Sharif.